Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody can hear my voice and see the presentation on the screen. Excellent. So today we yet again will be having a session of verbal reasoning. You might have attended a couple of sessions of this before. And most important thing, because this is very closely related to your reading comprehension as well. And in the past few days I've been receiving requests from students that they wanted to have a little bit of more practice of reading comprehension type questions. So by combining the mini passages type questions, we are actually killing two birds with one stone, right? We can understand how to solve questions of reading comprehension as well, and these also help us make our verbal reasoning or critical reasoning skills better, right? So let's take a look at the questions. As usual, the best part of verbal reasoning is that it is a mini reading comprehension passage, so you just have to answer one, maximum two questions at times. But the same fundas are clearly applicable to solving questions of reading comprehension. As is usual, we will first read the question, right? That would be the line just before the options, so that we know what are we looking for in this particular passage. And once we understood what we are trying to do in the passage, then we will take a look at the passage. We'll read out the passage. Then we will take a look at all the possible options. We will not just read one option and if it seems right, mark it. Even if the first initial options seem right, we will take time. We will check all the possible options. We will try to eliminate n-1 options, and then we will decide which is the right answer, right? Exactly like reading comprehension. Even in verbal reasoning, we do not mark the answer just by reading one of the two options, one of the given options, right? We cannot mark the final answer without checking whether there is a better option available or not. So having said that, I'm going to put up the questions on the screen. I'll first give you about a minute to read the question and take your decision about what the answer should be. Then I will read out the passage and do the analysis of the question on what should be the right answer, right? So let's take a look at verbal reasoning. iPhone, which batch are you in? iPhone. The first lecture was maths. The second lecture is reasoning. If you are in batch 2101 or 2111, then your 8 o'clock lecture would have been maths. Second lecture would have been reasoning. Check the timetable. Check the timetable which was sent. Others. Chalo. Here's the first question on the screen. I'll give you about a minute and then we'll read out the passage and see which should be marked as the right answer. Yes, Aditya. Yes, most of us getting it right. Yes, we know. Others correct. Isha, check karo. Most of the others getting this right. Chalo, let's take a look at it. It says, which of the following inferences is best supported by the statement made above? So there is some inference which has been made and you have to find out which of the options is correctly supported by the statement, right? So let's first take a look at what the passage says. It says, rural households have more purchasing power than do urban or suburban households at the same income level. since some of the income urban and suburban households use for food and shelter can be used by rural households for other needs. So it means that there are two categories we are comparing. We are comparing rural with urban, right? It says that they have the same income level, but even with the same income level, the rural households have more purchasing power. They are able to purchase more, and the reason is some of the income is used for food and shelter by the urban households, but this can be used by the rural households for other needs. Now, which of the following inference is best supported by the statement? Take a look at option A. Option A says the average rural household includes more people than does the average urban or suburban household. Now, from which part of the passage do we get any idea about how many people are there? Which of the passage should be the number of people there, right? So, just hold on. Vanshika, what we are doing is English. If you want mathematics, then I'm sending across the password to Swati ma'am. You can get in touch with her. The mathematics thing, I'm just sending it to Swati. You can get in touch with her for the ID password. Just hold on for a minute. If you want to attend, this is the verbal session. English, you can continue with this, or you can get in touch with Swati for the math session ID password, which I've just sent for. Okay, so there is no part of the passage which talks about number of people. So A may not be my answer. Okay, rural households have lower food and housing costs than do either urban or suburban. So obviously, if the income is same, but they can purchase more of other things, and the reason is that the money spent by urban suburban households over food and shelter is used on other things. That means they are spending less money. So B may be my answer, but still I will check the other options before I continue with this, right? Okay, now suburban households generally have more purchasing power than rural or urban. Well, suburban is not different from urban. In fact, rural is on one side, urban and suburban, both of them are categorized as one group. So C, definitely not my answer. The median income of urban and suburban households is generally higher. This goes against what the passage says. Passage clearly says they have the same income level. So D is definitely wrong. Then all three types of household spend more of their income on food. Again, this is against what is given, because it says that some of the income which is used by urban and suburban for food is actually used by rural for other things, right? So you cannot say that all of them spend more money on food. So E is also eliminated. So the best possible answer here only can be B. So option B is definitely my right answer. Did everybody get this one? Option B is definitely my right answer. Did everybody get this one? No doubts, I hope. Meet? Yes? Okay. Sure. Then quickly moving on to the next question. Again, I'll give you about a minute to read and then we will analyze the question. Take about a minute. Let's see who gets this one right. Let's see who gets this one. Straightforward question. Aditya, are you able to eliminate the other options? If you are able to clearly eliminate the other options, then your answer should be right. Others, yes. So far, Everybody's got it right. Yes, most of you getting it right so far. Very good. बढ़िया है, बढ़िया है. You guys are getting it. ध्रुवी चेक करो बेटा. ध्रुवी लोचा 6. Others mostly getting it right. Very good, very good. Aisha check karo. What about the others? Chal, let's take a look. It says, which of the following, if feasible means if it is possible to implement it, then offers the best prospects of alleviating the problem. Alleviating means reducing, right? The word alleviating means reducing. Alleviate the pain, that is make it more comfortable. So there is some problem and you have to look at the solution which will help you solve the problem. What is the problem? The problem of drop in enrollment of Mexican nationals as teaching faculties assessed it. So there's a problem that the number of Mexicans who will be studying will go down. You have to try and solve this problem. Chalo, let's take a look at what the original problem is. In 1985, state border colleges in Texas lost the enrollment of more than half on average of the Mexican nationals they had previously served each year. Teaching faculties have alleged that this extreme drop resulted from a rise in tuition for international and out-of-state students from $40 to $120 per credit hour. Problem क्या है कि जो foreign students हैं, Texas is in US, America, right? Mexico is a foreign country. So Texas, US के अंदर कॉलेज में जो मेक्सिको से आते थे वो आधे हो गए. Why did the students stop studying, stop taking admission? The teachers say the problem is जो पहले $40 per hour का ट्यूशन फीस था, it has become $120. जो इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको $40 की जगह $120 का ट्यूशन फीस देना पड़ता है. इसकी वजह से प्रॉब्लम है. You have to try and solve this problem. So let's take a look at the options. First option, provide grant in aid to Mexican national to study in Mexican university. भाई मेरा प्रॉब्लम है कि टेक्सास की यूनिवर्सिटी में बच्चे नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं और आप बोल रहे हो मैं पैसे दूंगा ताकि आप मेक्सिको यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ लो. तो ये मेरे टेक्सास का यूनिवर्सिटी का प्रॉब्लम बिल्कुल सॉल्व नहीं करता. सो ए इज एलिमिनेटेड. सेकेंड, allowing Mexican nationals to study in Texas border college and to pay in-state tuition rate, which is the same as the previous international rate. चलो प्रॉब्लम तो यही था ना कि $40 से $120 हो गया है इसलिए बच्चे नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं. अगर मैं उनको $40 ही पे करना अलाउ करूं, जो पुराना रेट था, मैं बोलूं चलो कोई बात नहीं आप पुराना रेट ही पे करो, तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया ना. पैसे की वजह से ही बच्चे नहीं पढ़ रहे थे. तो जब अगर पैसों की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर दूं तो यस इट मे सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम. सो बी मे बी माय आंसर, बट आई विल नॉट मार्क इट फॉर फाइनल. आई विल चेक द अदर ऑप्शंस. चलो, re-emphasizing the goals and mission of the Texas State Border College as serving both the in-state student and Mexican national. भाई यहां पे पैसों की तकलीफ है और आप बोल रहे हो हम अपने कॉलेज का मिशन स्टेटमेंट गोल बदलेंगे. भाई कुछ भी कर लो, पैसों का प्रॉब्लम बात करने से सॉल्व नहीं होता है, राइट? इट्स अ मनी प्रॉब्लम. जस्ट बाय saying that this is my goal, you are not doing anything to solve the problem. So option C out of the question. Increasing the financial resource of Texas College by raising the tuition for in-state students attending state tuition. भाई मैंने ट्यूशन बढ़ाया तो फॉरेन नेशनल्स ने पढ़ना बंद कर दिया. अगर मैं लोकल स्टूडेंट्स का भी फीस बढ़ा दूंगा तो लोकल स्टूडेंट्स भी पढ़ना बंद कर देंगे. तो ये तो डबल प्रॉब्लम हो गया, राइट? पैसों को इंक्रीज करने से ही प्रॉब्लम हुआ है तो दूसरों का भी पैसा इंक्रीज करने से हाउ एम आई गोइंग टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम? इट इज गोइंग टू मेक द प्रॉब्लम डबल. So D cannot be my option. Offering career counseling for those Mexican nationals who graduate from state border college and intend to return to Mexico. भाई पैसों की तकलीफ जिसको है उसको करियर काउंसलिंग से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. वो फीस ही अफोर्ड नहीं कर पा रहा है, उसको करियर काउंसलिंग देके आप क्या पढ़ाने वाले हो? So E is also out of the question. So best possible answer definitely has to be B. Did everybody get this one? Aisha, Dhruvi, did we get this one? First of Aisha, Dhruvi, did we get this one? Chalo, moving ahead to the next one. I'll give you about a minute. Chalo, next. Okay guys, did you get this one? Majority getting it right. Duja, no. Majority getting it right. Okay, chalo, let's take a look at this one. The association's argument as it is presented in the passage would be most strengthened if which of the following were true, right? So there is some argument which is being made in the passage and we have to check which option strengthens this argument, says that this is right. Chalo, let's take a look at the argument. Affirmative action is good business. What is affirmative action? So in India, we have something called reservations, right? Reservation for the downtrodden communities. Similarly, in the US, they have certain affirmative actions, reservation type things for the backward communities, right? Generally for people of color, right? The Afro-Americans, Hispanics, and so on. So affirmative action basically means some sort of reservations. So it says affirmative action is good business. So asserted, so said the National Association of Manufacturers, while urging retention of an executive order requiring some federal contractor to set numerical goals for hiring minorities and women. So there is some organization, NAM, National Association of Manufacturers. ये कहते हैं कि in companies there is a law, there is an executive order, means there is a law which says you have to hire minimum so many people who are minorities and women. It says there is a basic, the law says that you are required to hire minimum X number of minorities and women. They said that this is actually good for business. They say reservation in hiring minorities and women is actually good for business. How? They say diversity in workforce participation has produced new ideas in management, product development and marketing, the association claim. They're saying that instead of hiring the same type of people everywhere, supposing you hire people from different backgrounds, then because the workforce members are all diverse, there will be different type of thinking, so you will get new ideas, there will be new products development, there will be different ideas for marketing. So they say that making compulsory reservation for people of minority and women is actually good. You have to support this argument. So let's take a look at it. The percentage of minority and women workers in business has increased more slowly than minority and women groups would prefer. How is this? It says that जितने women and minority होने चाहिए उतने नहीं हैं, धीरे धीरे ही उनके numbers increase हो रहे हैं. This has nothing to do with proving how it is good for business. Second, those businesses with the highest percentage of minority and women workers are those which have been the most innovative and profitable. ये सीधा सीधा प्रूफ दे रहा है कि जहां पे ज्यादा माइनॉरिटी एंड विमेन को हायर करते हैं वो कंपनीज में ज्यादा प्रॉफिट होती है. सो ऑब्वियसली दिस इज गुड. सो बी कैन बी माई आंसर. आई टेक अ लुक एट द अदर्स. Disposable income has been rising as fast among minority and women as among the population of whole. सारा पॉपुलेशन में जितना इनकम कमा रहे हैं माइनॉरिटीज एंड वेमेन भी उतना ही इनकम कमा रहे हैं. तो उसमें बिजनेस का क्या लेना देना है? सी हैज नथिंग टू डू विथ माई आंसर. The biggest growth in sales in manufacturing sector has come in industries that market the most innovative product. Okay? सेल्स ग्रोथ प्रोडक्ट्स की वजह से है, लेकिन इसमें माइनॉरिटी या वुमेन का क्या लेना देना? इट डज नॉट आंसर दैट. सो डी इज आउट. Recent improvements in management practices have allowed many manufacturers to experience enormous gains in worker productivity. It only talks about doing something which will help workers to do more work. It does not talk about minority or women. So E also cannot be my answer. So the only possible answer definitely has to be B. Are we together? Did everybody understand why B definitely has to be the answer to this question? Dvija, Meet. Hope we got this one. Chal. Excellent. Moving on. Next one. Now, 2 questions will be based on this. So I'll give you a minute. Then we'll do the first one and then the second one. Read the passage carefully. Both the 4th and the 5th question are based on the same passage. Simple, guys. This is an assumption, and even without reading the options you should be able to answer it. Try to think what should be the answer even without looking at the options. Even without the options, I'm sure a lot of you will get the right answer. Just by looking at the passage you will be able to understand कि क्या assumption हो रहा है. Yes, Shubhankar, that's right. No, Aditya. Manush, nahi. Shreya, no. Isha, no. No, Shreya is correct. Isha, no. Shreya is no. Wrong. Isha, wrong. Urmi, wrong. Loche mar rahe log. Guys, careful about the question. Understand what is asked very carefully. Simple. It's very simple. Yes, Nishka. Aditya, no. Let's take a look at this passage. Like I said, even without the options, many of you will be able to think what should be the answer. So the conclusions drawn in the first sentence would depend on which following assumption. That means I don't even need to read the entire passage. मुझे सिर्फ और सिर्फ first statement पढ़ना है. चल, let's read that. If the airspace around centrally located airport were restricted to commercial airlines and only those private planes equipped with radar, most of the private plane traffic will be forced to use outlying field. सेंट्रल एयरपोर्ट में अगर सिर्फ कमर्शियल एयरलाइंस अलाउ करता हूं और सिर्फ उन प्राइवेट प्लेन्स को अलाउ करता हूं जिसमें रेडार हो, तो ज्यादातर प्राइवेट प्लेन्स को दूसरे एयरपोर्ट पे जाना पड़ेगा. जस्ट बाय रीडिंग दिस, व्हाट इज द अजम्पशन? सेंट्रल एयरपोर्ट में आने के लिए प्राइवेट प्लेन के पास रेडार होना जरूरी है, लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ प्राइवेट प्लेन्स यहां पे लैंड नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, व्हाट शुड बी द मीनिंग? If this particular central airport allows only those private planes which have radar, and because of these rules, if the private planes all are forced to land in other area, that means they don't follow the rule. That means what? So option C, most private planes that use centrally located airports are not equipped with radar. Straightforward, right? No other option, right? Outlying, option A, outlying airfield would be convenient. No, they are forced to use. It's not about convenience, it's about force. So A नहीं हो सकता. Most outlying airfield are not equipped to handle commercial. ये नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि आउटलाइन में कमर्शियल नहीं जा सकते, ये बोल रहे हैं कि प्राइवेट को बाय धक्का मार के आउटलाइन में जाना पड़ रहा है. सो बी कैन नॉट बी माई आंसर. कमर्शियल एयरलाइनर्स आर अ ग्रेटर रिस्क ऑफ बिकमिंग. भाई ये कोलिजन की बात किधर से आ रही है? I have to explain why private planes are forced to use outlying airfield. Similarly, reduction in the risk of mid-air collision, blah blah blah. Nothing of this. अगर आपको सेंट्रल एयरपोर्ट यूज करना है, आपके पास रेडार होना चाहिए. प्राइवेट प्लेन इस रूल की वजह से सेंट्रल एयरपोर्ट में नहीं आ सकते. तो व्हाट इज द अजम्पशन कि उनके पास रेडार नहीं है. सो बेस्ट पॉसिबल ऑप्शन डेफिनेटली सी. डिड एवरीबॉडी अंडरस्टैंड दिस? It's only the first line that you have to look at. So I have not even read the second line because the question clearly says I have to only answer it according from the first line. So any option which depends on the second line is wrong. D and D तो सबसे पहले eliminate हो जाएगा because ये collision की बात second line में है which is not at all used. We have to stick only to the first line. Did everybody get this one? Right? चलो. Now the second question based on the same passage. I'll give you just 30 seconds because we have done this passage. 30 seconds, let's see who quickly gets it. No, Nishka. Yes, others correct. Ansh no, Shreya no, others correct. Shreyansh नहीं. Dhruvi no, others yes. यशवी करेक्ट. चलो व्हाट डज इट से? पहले तो हमने ऑलरेडी देख लिया है कि क्योंकि प्राइवेट प्लेन्स के पास रेडार नहीं है वो सेंट्रल एयरपोर्ट में नहीं आएंगे. नाउ व्हाट इज द सेकंड लाइन से? इट सेज such a reduction in the amount of private plane traffic would reduce the risk of mid-air collision around the centrally located airport. जैसे ही प्राइवेट प्लेन सेंट्रल एयरपोर्ट में आना बंद कर देते हैं तो सेंट्रल एयरपोर्ट में जो एक्सीडेंट्स होते थे वो भी कम हो गए. प्राइवेट प्लेन्स कम हो गए, एक्सीडेंट कम हो गए. सो व्हाट इज स्ट्रेंथनिंग द कंक्लूजन इन द सेकेंड सेंटेंस? कंक्लूजन इज दैट एक्सीडेंट्स कम हो गए. प्राइवेट प्लेन जैसे ही कम हो गया आना, कोलिजन्स भी कम हो गए. सो व्हाट इज द कंक्लूजन? सो commercial airliners are already required by law to be equipped with blah 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 blah. भाई इसमें कोई चेंज नहीं है. हाउ इज दिस एक्सप्लेनिंग कि प्राइवेट प्लेन के कम होने से एक्सीडेंट कम हो गए? सो ए इज आउट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. Centrally located airports are experiencing overcrowded airspace primarily because of sharp increase in commercial traffic. यहां पे भी कोई प्राइवेट प्लेन की बात ही नहीं है, एक्सप्लेनेशन के साथ कोई लेना देना ही नहीं है. Many pilots of private planes would rather buy radar equipment than be excluded. भाई ये तो पैसेज के खिलाफ है. पैसेज में तो कहते हैं कि रेडार जिसके पास नहीं है वो तो एक्चुअली आउटलाइन फील्ड में जा रहे हैं. तो आई कैन नॉट से दैट दे आर गोइंग टू बाय द रेडार. सो सी इज आउट. The number of mid-air collisions that occur near centrally located airport has decreased in recent years. This does not connect private planes with this. Take a look at E. Private planes not equipped with radar systems cause a disproportionately large number of mid-air collisions around centrally located airport. जिसमें जो प्राइवेट प्लेन के अंदर रेडार नहीं है उसकी वजह से मेजर एक्सीडेंट्स होते हैं. तो अगर वैसे प्लेन्स को मैं उस एयरपोर्ट से हटा दूं तो ऑब्वियसली एक्सीडेंट्स कम हो जाएंगे. करेक्ट. जिनके पास रेडार नहीं है वैसे प्राइवेट प्लेन्स की वजह से ही ज्यादातर एक्सीडेंट्स होते हैं. तो ऐसे प्लेन्स को अगर मैं उस एयरपोर्ट से हटा देता हूं तो उस एयरपोर्ट में एक्सीडेंट कम हो जाएगा. So this very clearly supports the conclusion in the second sentence. So obviously option E has to be the right answer. Did we get this one? Obviously option E has to be the right answer. बढ़िया है. चलो, moving on to the next one then. Again, I'll give you about a minute and then see. Then we'll analyze. Shubhankar, Anjali, correct. Manush, no. Sanskriti, no. Yes, Nishka. Aisha, no. Nandini, no. Urmi, no. Dhruvi, correct. Yashvi, no. Samriddhi, no. Aditya, no. All the options. Yashvi, no. Look at it. So we have to first understand what is given in the passage. So even once we understand what the passage is, we'll be able to easily identify what the answer is supposed to be, right? So which of the following best completes the passage? So you have to find out the option which is in the same tone as the passage. Chalo. Established, that means companies which are already there for a long time in the market. Established companies concentrate on defending what they already have, right? Whatever they have, they will just do something to protect it. Consequently, they tend not to be innovative themselves. They do not go with new things and tend to underestimate the effect of the innovation of others. So जो old companies हैं वो ना खुद कुछ नया करेंगे ना दूसरों का जो नया चीज है उसको इंपॉर्टेंस देंगे. The clearest example of this defensive strategy. So you have to look at the option which gives an example of how old companies do only what they do and not look at new things. Chalo, option A. Ballpoint pens and softer markers have eliminated the traditional market for fountain pens, clearing the way for marketing of fountain pen as luxury or prestige items. भाई fountain pen पुराना था, उसको बॉल पॉइंट ने रिप्लेस कर दिया. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ सेलिंग इट एज अ नॉर्मल आइटम दे हैव डन समथिंग न्यू. They have started marketing it as a luxury or a prestige item. That means they have changed the way of marketing, right? And old companies don't change. So A, no. A highly successful automobile was introduced by the same company which had earlier introduced a model that had been a failure. भाई ये तो नया मॉडल की बात कर रहे हैं. It is not an example of not changing. So B cannot be my answer. A once successful manufacturer of slide rules reacted to the introduction of electronic calculators by trying to make better slide rule. Slide rule पुराना एक मशीन होता था for calculation, right? Slide rule की जगह पे electronic calculators बनने लगे तो the company should focus on the innovation of calculators, but no, वो अभी भी slide rule ही बना रहे हैं. Maybe C may be my answer. चलो, fourth. One of the first models of modern accounting machines designed for use in the banking industry was purchased by a public library as well as by banks. भाई इसमें new and old का क्या लेना देना है? कोई लेना देना नहीं है. D is out. The inventor of a commonly used anesthetic did not intend the product to be used by dentists who currently account for almost the entire market. भाई ये तो जिसने इन्वेंट किया है उसका उसके थॉट क्या है उसके बारे में, इट्स नोवेयर अबाउट नॉट चेंजिंग. So the best possible option that people when faced with new things still try to do the old is the right one. So option C, right? It's like saying कि तू नया, दुनिया बदल रही है लेकिन मैं अपना ही पुराना, जैसे स्मार्टफोन्स आने लगे, then this is a classic example of Nokia company, if you remember. When Apple and Samsung they started coming up with new smartphones and touchscreen phones, Nokia was still manufacturing the old push button phones, and that's why the company failed. Right? They did not. So Nokia is a classic example here. Did everybody understand why C is the best possible answer to this question? If you want a real life example, the real life example is Nokia. Nokia used to be the largest seller of mobile phones in the world once upon a time. आज के ज़माने में अगर मैं देखूं तो हार्डली किसी के पास नोकिया फोन होगा. Why? Because Nokia did not change. They were busy in defending what they already had. When all the companies were switching over to smartphones and touchscreen phones, they still were manufacturing the old button wala phones, and that's why they failed. Chal, moving on to the next one then. Again about a minute, and then let's take a look at the analysis of the question. Yes, Anjali. समृद्धि, one of them. दो ऑप्शंस कैसे किए? निष्का, one of them. Esha, no. Yes, Nishka. Yes, Sanskriti. Yes. Meet, no. Check. Shubhankar, yes. Yashvi, no. Urmi, no. Yashvi, no. Dhruvi, yes. Yes, majority getting it right. Few of you will do the analysis. Chalo, let's take a look at the question. Which of the following, if it were discovered, would be pertinent? Pertinent means relevant or important. Which of the following, if discovered, would be pertinent evidence against the speculation? We have to take a look at the option which says that the speculation is wrong. What they're trying to say is wrong. This is what you have to prove. Right? So first let us see what they are trying to prove. Most archaeologists have held that people first reached the Americas less than 2000 years ago by less than 20,000 years ago by crossing a land bridge into the North Americas. But recent discoveries of human shelters in South America dating from 32,000 years ago have led researchers to speculate that people arrived in South America first after voyaging across the Pacific and then spread to northwards. So the passage is saying that they have proof that it was first South America and from south people went to the north, right? According to the latest discovery, it was first south then north. Now from the options you have to say that this is wrong, right? You have to try to prove that south was not the first, it was north which was first inhabited. Let's take a look at the options. A rock shelter near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is North America. Pennsylvania is North America. So a rock shelter near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania contains evidence of use by human beings 19,000 years ago. भाई 19,000 ईयर्स अगो हो, लेकिन साउथ अमेरिका का तो 32,000 ईयर्स है, तो ये तो प्रूव करता है कि साउथ अमेरिका फर्स्ट हो सकता है. सो ए इज डेफिनेटली नॉट माई आंसर. इट डज नॉट हेल्प मी डिसप्रूव द कंक्लूजन. B. Some North American sites of human habitation predate, are older than any site found in South America. See, साउथ अमेरिका में जो भी साइट है उससे भी पुराने कुछ अगर नॉर्थ अमेरिका में मिलता है तो ये प्रूफ हो गया कि नॉर्थ अमेरिका वाज इनहेबिटेड फर्स्ट. सो बी मे बी माय आंसर. सी, the climate is warmer at 32,000 year old South America site than at the oldest known North America site. But climate चाहे जैसा भी हो, it is not any proof about people living there. क्लाइमेट वार्म है, कोल्ड है, इससे मुझे कोई प्रूफ नहीं मिलता, कोई एविडेंस नहीं मिलता कि लोग कहां पे पहले थे. तो सी इज एलिमिनेटेड. द साइट इन साउथ अमेरिका दैट वाज ऑक्यूपाइड 32,000 years ago was continuously occupied until 6,000 years ago. भाई ये तो सिर्फ बोल रहा है कि लोग 32,000 ईयर्स बीसी से लेके 6,000 ईयर बीसी तक रहते थे, तो उसमें कोई प्रूफ नहीं मिलता कि साउथ पहले था या नॉर्थ पहले था. सो डी इज इररेलेवेंट एंड एलिमिनेटेड. द लास्ट आइस एज बिटवीन 11,500 and 20,000 years ago considerably lowered worldwide sea level. भाई नॉर्थ साउथ का डिस्प्यूट का कोई आंसर ई में तो मिलता ही नहीं है. So the best possible answer which proves that the scientist is wrong in thinking that South was first is given in option B. So the best possible answer definitely has to be option B. Did everybody get this one? The best possible answer definitely has to be option B. मिल गया, right? Excellent. चलो, then we move ahead to the next question. Again about a minute, and then we will take a look at the analysis. I'll give you about a minute. Yes, Shubhankar. Ansh, correct. Nishka, correct. Isha, correct. Manush, check karo. Yeah, majority getting it right. Very good, very good. Don't be hasty. Just read it carefully, try to eliminate the options and then logically think. जो final option बचता है, does it answer the question carefully? It's easy guys, it's easy. थोड़ा practice करने की ज़रूरत है, but slowly and steadily I am sure everybody will get this. What about the others? Samruddhi, Dhruvi, no. Others, yes. Anjali, no. Okay guys, let's take a look at the analysis. Which of the following statements, if true, would best explain the 1984 decrease in productivity, right? There is some productivity and it has fallen. So why did it fall? Let's take a look at the question. In Asia, where palm trees are non-native means not local, foreign. Non-native means foreign. So in Asia, where palm trees are non-native, the tree's flowers have traditionally been pollinated by hand, which has kept the palm fruit productivity unnaturally low. When weevils, now weevils are a sort of insect, like makhi ke jaisa insect hota hai. When weevils, known to be efficient pollinators of palm flowers, were introduced into Asia in 1980, palm fruit productivity increased by up to 50% in some areas, but then decreased sharply in 84. तो पहले जो ट्री के पाम ट्री के फ्लावर्स थे उनमें पॉलिनेशन यानी कि सीड्स जो पॉलिनेट करना होता है, फर्टिलाइज करना होता है, वो हाथ से करना पड़ता था, जिसकी वजह से ज्यादा पाम फ्रूट्स नहीं होते थे. जब वीवल नाम का इंसेक्ट एशिया में 1980 में लाया गया तो ये पाम ट्री की प्रोडक्टिविटी बहुत इंक्रीज हो गई, 50% जितनी इंक्रीज हो गई, बट 84 में आके फिर से धाड़ करके गिर गई. तो 84 के अंदर why did the production of palm trees fall so much? You have to explain that. Let's take a look at the options. Prices for palm fruit fell between 80 and 84 following the rise in production and concurrent fall in demand. By price, production, demand, इन सब का प्रोडक्टिविटी के साथ कोई लेना देना नहीं है. भाव ऊपर नीचे जो भी हो, डिमांड जो भी हो, बट producing number of trees growing is not dependent on economic conditions. So A, not my answer. Imported trees are often more productive than native trees because imported ones have left behind their pest and disease in the native land. भाई palm tree भी तो imported ही है, right? ये तो कह रहा है कि imported tree productive होगा, लेकिन हमारा ऑप्शन ये है कि productive होने के बाद वापस से वो कम हो गया, तो B also does not explain. C, rapid increase in productivity tends to deplete. Deplete means reduce or rob, चुरा लेना. So rapid increase in productivity tends to decrease trees of nutrients needed for the development of fruit producing female flowers. तो 80s में सडनली प्रोडक्टिविटी ज्यादा हो गई, जिसकी वजह से न्यूट्रिएंट्स फटाफट खत्म होने लगे, और न्यूट्रिएंट्स खत्म होने लगे तो उसके बाद डेवलपमेंट कम होने लगा. लॉजिकली इट मेक्स सेंस. तो C may be my answer. Let's see the next two options. The weevil or the insect population in Asia remained at approximately the same level between 80 and 84. अगर insect population same है तो production कम क्यों हुआ, कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. Prior to, before 1980, another species of insect pollinated the Asian palm tree, but not as efficiently as the species of weevil in 1980. भाई 1980 तक का explanation है, but 84 में वापस कम क्यों हुआ उसका भी कोई explanation नहीं है. So option C provides you the best answer on why, in spite of weevil, it only increased till 1984 and why it fell after 1984. So best possible answer is definitely answer C. Did everybody get this one? Best possible answer is definitely answer C. I hope everybody understood this one. Yes? Chalo. Moving on to the next question then. Take a look at this. Aditya, select one. Yes, it is one of them, but select one. Manush, no. Ansh, correct. Aditya, check karo, nahi. Look at it carefully. Urmi, correct. Nandini, yes. Aditya, yes. Esha, no. Check karo. Yashvi, no. Others, yes. Yes, majority of you getting it right now. Yashvi, no. Yes, Yashvi, now you're right. चलो guys, let's take a look at it. Which of the following if true casts the most serious doubt on the conclusion driven above, right? So जो भी पैसेज में कंक्लूड हो रहा है आपको बोलना है कि ये कंक्लूजन गलत है. You have to prove that the conclusion may be wrong. चलो, what is the conclusion? Since the mayor's publicity campaign for Greenville's bus service began 6 months ago, morning automobile traffic into the midtown area of the city has decreased 7%. During the same period, there has been an equivalent rise in the number of people riding the buses into the midtown area. Obviously, the mayor's publicity campaign has convinced many people to leave the car at home and ride the bus to work. मेयर ने कहा कि बस यूज करो. मेयर ने जब ये कैंपेन किया उसके बाद क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन है कि 7% कार ट्रैफिक कम हो गया है एंड ज्यादा लोग 7% उतने ही लोग बसेस में जाने लगे हैं. तो मेयर क्या बोल रहा है कि मैंने जो पब्लिसिटी कैंपेन किया उसकी वजह से लोग अभी बसेस में ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं. तो यू हैव टू प्रूव दैट दिस इज रॉन्ग. You have to prove that the mayor did not convince the people. The mayor's campaign did not convince the people. You have to try to find another reason why people are not driving cars and they're going by bus. First one, fare, that is the fees, the ticket amount for all the bus route in Greenville has risen an average of 5%. भाई, अगर बस का टिकट का भाव बढ़ गया है एंड उसके बावजूद लोग बस में ज्यादा जा रहे हैं तो ऑब्वियसली लोगों ने मेयर की बात सुनी है, क्योंकि जनरली चीजें जब महंगी होती हैं तो हम उसको कम यूज करते हैं, राइट? नॉर्मली स्पीकिंग, इफ थिंग्स बिकम एक्सपेंसिव वी डोंट यूज देम. सो हियर बस रूट इज बिकमिंग expensive and yet people are using it. That means the mayor is very successful. So A cannot be my answer because I have to show how the mayor is wrong. Second, the mayor of Greenville rides the bus to City Hall in City Midtown area. मेयर खुद बस में जाता है, बट इसकी वजह से मुझे ये एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं मिलता कि मेयर की पब्लिसिटी काम क्यों नहीं कर रही है. सो बी इज इररेलेवेंट, नॉट माय आंसर. सी, road reconstruction has greatly reduced the number of lanes available to commuters in major streets leading to Midtown area during the past 6 months. रिकंस्ट्रक्शन का काम चल रहा है, लेन्स बंद कर दिए गए हैं, तो कम लेन्स हैं, इसीलिए लोग कार यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि कार चलाना मुश्किल हो जाता है और लोग बस में जा रहे हैं. तो मेयर के कहने पे लोग बस में नहीं जा रहे, लेकिन लोग बस में इसलिए जा रहे हैं बिकॉज द नंबर ऑफ लेन्स आर लेस. इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू ड्राइव कार इन सच अ कंडीशन. सो सी मे बी माई आंसर. लेकिन अभी भी मैं बाकी के ऑप्शंस चेक करूंगा, राइट? The number of buses entering Midtown area of Greenville during the morning hours is exactly the same now as it was 1 year ago. तो how does this explain anything about less car and more bus? कोई लेना देना नहीं है, eliminated. Survey shows that long-time bus riders are no more satisfied with the Greenville bus service than they were before the publicity campaign. पहले भी जितना था उतना ही है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा है. So does this explain why people have stopped using car and started using bus? पहले भी अगर उतना ही satisfaction था जितना कि अभी है, satisfaction अगर increase नहीं हुआ है तो number of users क्यों increase हो गए? This does not explain anything, right? So the best possible option is definitely C. It clearly tells you that there is another reason why the people are going by bus. It is not the mayor's publicity campaign, but it is the reconstruction of road because of which lanes are shut down that is forcing people to use buses. So the best possible answer has to be C. Did everybody understand this? Shreyansh, Isha? Option D, Yashvi? Okay. Option D क्या बोलता है? The number of buses entering the Midtown area of Greenville during the morning hour is exactly the same as it was one. अभी जितने buses आ रहे हैं पहले भी उतने ही buses थे. Does this explain क्यों ज्यादा लोग buses में हैं? Has it anything to do with the mayor's campaign or the number of people changing who are riding buses? बस में कुछ भी change नहीं हुआ है, तो how does it explain कि ज्यादा लोग बस में क्यों हैं? Does it explain? No, so it is eliminated. Did you get it now? Yashvi, I need an explanation कि ज्यादा लोग बस में क्यों आ रहे हैं. डी से कोई लेना देना नहीं, डी में कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं है, बस वो कह रहे हैं कुछ भी चेंज नहीं हुआ, तो दैट इज नॉट एन एक्सप्लेनेशन व्हाई पीपल आर यूजिंग द बस मोर देन कार्स, राइट? ठीक है, चल मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देन, अबाउट अ मिनट देन वी विल एनालाइज दिस वन. Yes, guys, which one? That's correct, Anjali. Yes, Aditya, correct. Ansh, no. Others, yes. Gemini, Asia, Shubhankar, no. Check करो. Yes, guys, chalo, let's take a look at it. Which of the following, if it could be carried out, would be most useful in an evaluation of country T's assessment of the causes of the severity of its stock market? Now, country T के अंदर stock market crash हुआ है and it is trying to find out what is the cause of this severe stock market. So, country T ने एक cause identify किया है. You have to check. How can you check whether its assessment is correct? Whatever country T has found out as the reason for the severity of the share market crash, जो reason वो लोग कह रहे हैं कि हमने identify किया है, is that the correct reason? How will you check that? चलो, let's take a look at the options. So first one, in the aftermath of a worldwide stock market crash, country T claimed that the severity of the stock market crash it experienced resulted from the accelerated process of denationalization many of its industries underwent shortly before the crash. Country T क्या बोल रहा है कि हमारे इंडस्ट्रीज को हमने डीनेशनलाइज किया, इसकी वजह से स्टॉक मार्केट क्रैश बहुत भारी रहा. दे आर सेइंग denationalization of industry is the reason for the severe stock market crash. You have to evaluate and prove that it is correct. Chalo, let's take a look at the options. First one, calculating the average loss experienced by individual traders during the crash. Does this have anything to do with explaining denationalization का connection? यहाँ पे इंडस्ट्री के डीनेशनलाइजेशन को तो रेफर ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो ये तो मेरा आंसर नहीं हो सकता, ये मुझे प्रूव करने में कोई मदद नहीं करता. सेकंड, यूजिंग इकोनॉमिक थियोरी टू प्रेडिक्ट द मोस्ट लाइकली डेट ऑफ द नेक्स्ट क्रैश. भाई मैं अगले क्रैश को प्रेडिक्ट करने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहा, मैंने करंट क्रैश के रीजन को जानने की कोशिश की है, मुझे चेक करना है मेरा रीजन सही है या नहीं है. सो बी इज ऑल्सो अ टोटली यूजलेस आंसर. सी, comparing the total number of shares sold during the worst day of the crash in country T to the number of shares sold in country T just prior to the crash. भाई ये शेयर वेयर का क्या लेना देना है इस आंसर के साथ, और शेयर डीनेशनलाइजेशन कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन ही नहीं है उन चीजों का कनेक्शन. सो सी इज ऑल्सो यूजलेस एज एन आंसर. चौथे को देखते हैं. कंपेयरिंग द सिवियरिटी ऑफ द क्रैश इन कंट्री टी Two, the severity of the crash in country otherwise economically similar to country T that have not experienced recent denationalization. Okay, तो मैं अपने कंट्री को ऐसी कंट्री के साथ कंपेयर करूंगा जो बाकी सब चीजों में सेम है लेकिन जिसमें डीनेशनलाइजेशन नहीं हुआ है, राइट? सो अगर हमारे दोनों के सिवियरिटी सेम है तो मैं कह सकता हूं कि डीनेशनलाइजेशन इज नॉट द रीजन। लेकिन अगर हमारी सिवियरिटी अलग है तो क्लियरली प्रूव हो जाता है कि डीनेशनलाइजेशन इज द रीजन। सो कैन यू connect denationalization with severity by comparing it with another country? Yes, so D may be my right answer. E को चेक करो, comparing the long term effect of crash on the purchasing power of the currency blah 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 blah। भाई ये purchasing कुछ समझ, अपने को ये सब नहीं आवड़ता है और इसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है बिकॉज डीनेशनलाइजेशन का कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं है। सो डेफिनेटली द बेस्ट पॉसिबल ऑप्शन हैज टू बी डी। Did everybody understand this one? Did everybody understand why D has to be the best possible option in this case? This is like saying कि एग्जाम के पहले क्योंकि मैंने गुड़ शक्कर खाया तो मेरे मार्क्स ज्यादा आ गए। हाउ डू यू प्रूव दिस? तो कंपेयर योर रिजल्ट टू अनदर स्टूडेंट जिसने एग्जाम के पहले गुड़ शक्कर नहीं खाया। अगर आप दोनों के रिजल्ट सेम हैं लेकिन एक ने खाया एक ने नहीं खाया, then good shakkar may not be the reason, right? So by comparing two things having the same result and the same background, you can establish whether the cause is also the same or not. Simple. ठीक है? चलो, moving on to the next question. About a minute and then let's see who gets this one. Yes, guys. It's actually very simple. It's very logical and very simple, this one. Yes, Shubhankar. Urmi, correct. Nandini, check karo. Aditya, correct. Nishka, correct. Yes, majority getting it right. Yes, correct. Yashvi, you need to check. Yes, others are getting it right. Very good. Yes, guys, are you able to get this one? Chal, let's take a look at it. Question क्या है? Which of the following, if true, would tend to weaken most seriously the prediction of scientific secrecy? So they're talking about something kept as a secret in science, and they say that this is wrong. Whatever they're predicting, that is wrong. You have to weaken this argument, right? So let's take a look at the argument first. With the emergence means something which is coming out new. With the emergence of biotechnology companies, it was feared that they would impose silence about proprietary results on their in-house researchers and academic consultants. This constraint in turn would slow the development of biological science and engineering. What does the passage mean? It means कि बायोटेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी जैसे जैसे नए नए खुलते गए, लोगों को डर लगने लगा कि जो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी कंपनीज हैं वो अपने रिसर्चर्स, अपने कंसल्टेंट्स को कहेंगे कि अपने इन्वेंशन के बारे में चुप रहो. डोंट गिव द रिजल्ट ऑफ योर एक्सपेरिमेंट, don't tell the research results to anybody. They will tell that researchers and consultants should keep all the results as secret, एंड पीपल फियर्ड कि इसकी वजह से साइंस एंड इंजीनियरिंग का जो फील्ड है उसमें डेवलपमेंट रुक जाएगा. अगर सारी कंपनीज अपने एक्सपेरिमेंट्स को सीक्रेट रखने लगी तो ओवरऑल साइंस एंड इंजीनियरिंग में कोई डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्रेस नहीं कर पाएगा. Right? They were afraid that because of biotechnology companies, things will be kept secret. They will not allow scientists to publish their result. Now, you have to say that this argument is wrong, that it is not true that biotech companies will keep their own results as secrets. Why? Let's take a look at the options. First one, biotech research funded by industry has reached some conclusions that are of major scientific importance. ठीक है, बायोटेक कंपनी के कंक्लूजन्स अगर इंपॉर्टेंट हैं तो उसको तो वो सीक्रेट रख सकते हैं. दिस डज नॉट टेल मी व्हाई दे विल नॉट कीप इट अ सीक्रेट. इनफैक्ट दिस सेज दे मे कीप इट अ सीक्रेट. सो ए यूजलेस एज माय आंसर. सेकंड, when the result of scientific research are kept secret, independent researchers are unable to build on those results. पर ये तो पैसेज खुद बोल रहा है कि सीक्रेट रखने से जो रिसर्चर्स हैं वो डेवलप नहीं कर पाएंगे. But this does not disprove why they will keep it as a secret. So B, not my answer. Third, since research priorities of biotech companies are not the same as those of academic institutions, the financial support of research by such companies distorts the research agenda. इसका मतलब क्या है? रिसर्च कंपनी और एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूशन का अलग अलग गोल है, तो कंपनीज का रिसर्च ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, ऑल दिस इज यूजलेस. इट डज नॉट टेल यू कि रिसर्च बायोटेक कंपनीज सीक्रेट क्यों नहीं रखेंगे. तो सी को एलिमिनेट कर दो. डी, टू एनहांस और टू इंप्रूव द कंपनी स्टैंडिंग इन साइंटिफिक कम्युनिटी, the biotech companies encourage employees to publish their results, especially results that are important. But if companies know कि हमारे एम्प्लॉयज का रिसर्च अगर हम पब्लिक करेंगे तो उसकी वजह से हमारी इज्जत बढ़ेगी, हमारा रेपुटेशन बढ़ेगा. अगर रिजल्ट को पब्लिश करने से उनको फायदा होने वाला है तो डेफिनेटली वो रिजल्ट को सीक्रेट में नहीं रखेंगे. राइट? So you cannot be afraid that they will keep it a secret. Why? Because they do have a motivation to make it public. So D is possibly my answer. Let's take a look at option E. It says biotech companies devote some of their research resources to problems that are of fundamental scientific importance and that are not expected to produce immediate practical application. This does not tell you anything about keeping the result as a secret or not. So best possible option definitely has to be option D. Right? Option D. You give a reason why it is not beneficial to keep it a secret and you will disprove the fear that it will be kept a secret. Did everybody understand this? Did everybody understand this? Ansh, Yashvi, Nandini? Got it? By option D definitely has to be the best possible answer. Very good. Chalo, let's take the next one then. Yes, Nishka. What about the others? Pranam, no. Yes, Nishka. That's right. Pranam, no. Isha, no. Yashvi, Duja, no. Others, yes. Meet, no. Nanush, no. Chalo, let's take a look at it. The argument about is flawed. Flawed means there is a mistake. The argument about is flawed in that it ignores the possibility. Okay, some argument is made and you have to prove that whatever argument has been made is potentially wrong. There can be an error. So first let's take a look at what the argument is. Some people have questioned the judge's objectivity in case of sex discrimination against women. But the record shows that in 60% of such cases, the judge has decided in favor of the women. So this record demonstrates that the judge has not discriminated against women in case of sex discrimination against women. So they are saying कि एक judge है जो जिसके खिलाफ ये charge है कि he is biased against women. Right? It says that sex discrimination के केस में वो औरतों के खिलाफ रिजल्ट देता है. लेकिन 60% ऑफ ऐसे केसेस में एक्चुअली उसने वुमेन के फेवर में रिजल्ट दिया है. जितने भी सेक्स डिस्क्रिमिनेशन केसेस थे उसमें 60% ऑफ द केसेस में उसने एक्चुअली वुमेन के फेवर में रिजल्ट दिया है. सो दिस प्रूव्स दैट ही इज नॉट बायस्ड अगेंस्ट वुमेन, ही डज नॉट डिस्क्रिमिनेट अगेंस्ट वुमेन. ये उन्होंने प्रूफ किया है, आर्ग्यूमेंट दिया है. यू हैव टू शो दैट दिस आर्ग्यूमेंट इज रॉन्ग. You have to show that it is possible that the judge is biased, right? Even though 50% से ज़्यादा, almost 60% उसने women के favor में cases का ruling किया है, still how is it possible that he is biased against women? So let's take a look at the options. First one, a large number of the judge's cases arose out of allegation of sex discrimination against women. हाँ तो sex discrimination against women का case ही है, but this does not tell me he is biased for or against. So A is wrong. Many judges find it difficult to be objective in case of sex discrimination against women. We are not looking at a general statement. We want to show that this particular judge has a problem of discrimination. So whether judges find it easy or difficult is not the question. B is eliminated. C, the judge is biased against women defendant or plaintiffs in case that do not involve sex discrimination. Right, but the question is about his objectivity in the cases of sex discrimination. So other cases का मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. The argument is that sex discrimination वाले केस में ये objective नहीं है. So C is also eliminated. D says majority of the cases of sex discrimination against women that have reached the judge's court have been appealed from a lower court. भाई इसके पास केस कहां से भी आया हो, कैसे भी आया हो, D does not tell me, let me understand how he is biased. So D eliminated. E, the evidence shows that women should have won in more than 60% of the judges cases involving sex discrimination against women. इस जज ने तो 60% ऑफ केसेस के अंदर विमेन के फेवर में दिया है, लेकिन एविडेंस को चेक करो तो 60% से ज्यादा केसेस में एक्चुअली विमेन को जीतना चाहिए था. राइट, जितने केसेस में विमेन को एक्चुअली जीतना चाहिए था उससे कम नंबर ऑफ केसेस में उनकी विक्ट्री हुई है. सो दिस क्लियरली प्रूव्स दैट ही मे बी डिस्क्रिमिनेटिंग अगेंस्ट वुमेन. सो द बेस्ट पॉसिबल आंसर डेफिनेटली हैज टू बी ई. यू कैन नॉट से कि वो आधे से ज्यादा केसेस वुमेन के फेवर में डिसाइड कर रहा है. इन रियलिटी मोर देन 60% ऑफ केसेस होना चाहिए था, उसने सिर्फ 60% केसेस में ही उनके फेवर में दिया है. तो बाकी केसेस में फेवर होना चाहिए था, फिर भी उनके खिलाफ उसने वर्डिक्ट दिया, which proves that he is discriminating. So the best possible answer in this definitely has to be option E. Did everybody get this one? Did everybody understand why E definitely has to be the answer to this particular question? No doubts, no confusions, right? ठीक है, चलो, very good. Moving on to the next one, about a minute, and then we will take a look at the analysis. Easy analysis. Yes, Nishka. Shreya, no. Aditya, no. Ansh, no. Shubhankar, no. Nope, nope, nope. Lot of students getting this one wrong. I see Nishka has been regularly doing the material. That's why she's getting the answers quickly. I think this one is there in the material itself. Very good, Nishka. Keep it up. Yashvi, correct. Others, most of you getting it wrong. Yes, Nishka. Even remembering what material you have done is important, right? It's important that you remember. See, अगर ध्यान से नहीं किया होता तो याद भी नहीं होता. The very fact that you are able to identify the source clearly shows that you have closely done it. That's what I want others to do. Good. Keep it up. No. Most of them not getting it. Important. The words are very important, guys. The words are very important in this question. You have to be very careful and attentive to the words which have been used. The trick for this is in the words. No, Aditya. No, Manush. No. Shubhankar, yes. Shubhankar also got it right. Very good. No. Most of the others, no. Very few getting it this one. Yes, Manush. Others, no. Urmi, correct. Okay guys, let's take a look at it. Each of the following, if true, could explain the simultaneous increase in tobacco sales and decrease in the number of adults who smoke, except, right? The word except is very important, right? What is happening is amount of tobacco, so the number of sales of tobacco is increasing, but the number of adults who are smoking is decreasing. So even if the number of adults who smoke is reducing, how come more tobacco is sold? You have to explain. So 4 out of the 5 give an explanation to this. One of them will not explain this, and you have to take a look at that. First option, during this year, the number of women who began to smoke is greater than the number of men who have quit smoking. Okay, so how does this, so women who have begun to smoke is more than number of men. That means more adults are smoking. So this goes against the given one. It says total number of adults who smoke is reducing. जितने men ने quit किया उससे ज्यादा women ने smoke करना चालू किया है, ठीक है, लेकिन कितने women ने quit किया, I don't know that, right? So mathematically I can't do anything. So A does not give any explanation. So A possibly can be my answer because this does not explain. So A could be my answer. Take a look at the other options. The number of teenage children who have begun to smoke is greater than the number of adults who quit. Yes, so even if adults are quitting, if teenage children have started smoking, then the amount of tobacco sales can be increased. So B explains why more tobacco is sold even if adults are not smoking, because children are smoking. So B can be the explanation, so not my answer. C, during this year, number of non-smokers who have begun to chew tobacco or snuff is greater than the number of people who have quit smoking, right? So smoke करने वाले कम हो गए, लेकिन तंबाकू चबाने वाले अगर बढ़ गए, then obviously more tobacco is sold. So C explains this, so not my answer. D, similar to C, people who have continued to smoke consume more tobacco per person. This explains why less smoker but more tobacco. So D, not my answer because it explains. And more of the cigarettes made in the US this year were exported to other countries than was the case last year. चलो सुट्टा पीने वाले कम हो गए लेकिन मैं दूसरे देश में बेच रहा हूं, सो टोबैको इज इंक्रीजिंग, दिस एक्सप्लेन्स, नॉट माय आंसर. सो बिकॉज फोर ऑफ देम एक्सप्लेन हाउ मोर टोबैको इज सोल्ड इवन इफ लेस पीपल स्मोक, so not my answer. So best possible answer definitely has to be option A. Did everybody get this one? A has to be my answer because you are looking for the option which does not explain this. Four options explain why कम smokers के बावजूद ज्यादा tobacco बिक रहा है, but the first one does not give you any explanation, so that has to be the right answer. Did everybody get this one? I hope everybody got this one. Yes? Chalo. Let's take a look at one last question before we call it a day. One last question before we call it a day. Yes. This is pure mathematical. If you just make simple equalities, equations, you'll be able to solve this. Simple mathematics, guys. इसमें more than just reading it, try to make a mathematical equation. Less than, greater than वाला फंडा यूज करो. Easily answer आ जाएगा इसमें. Very easily you'll get. Yes. Aisha no, Ayushi no, others yes. Pranam no. Again, the word except is given in the question. Please read the question very carefully. Please read the question very carefully. Question के अंदर except यानी कि four of them are helpful, one of them is not. You have to find out the odd one out. That except word, many students fail to read the word except and then end up marking the wrong answer. Any of the following, if introduced into the argument as an additional premise, makes the argument above logically correct except. So four of these will help you reach the argument. One of them will not. Right? Chal. Let's take a look at it. Kale has more nutritional value than spinach. Okay, let's make the equation for this. It says that K is greater than S. Since collard greens have more nutritional value than lettuce, collard greens have more nutritional value than lettuce. So kale has more nutrition than lettuce. I've got two separate equations and I have to prove that kale is greater than L, right? So let's take a look at which one will help you prove that. Now, collard greens are more than kale. So if collard greens are more than kale, then collard greens could be more than kale, could be more than lettuce, or collard greens could be more than kale, could be more than lettuce. Both of these situations are possible. In दोनों situations के अंदर CG is greater than L, but K and L के बीच में मुझे relation नहीं मिलता. So first one does not help you reach the conclusion, and I have to find out which one does not help. So A can be my answer, right? Let's take a look at the others. If S, second one, if S is greater than L, if S is greater than L, तो K is obviously greater than L, तो B से तो prove हो जाता है, not my answer. S is greater than collard greens. So if S is greater than collard greens, which is greater than lettuce, then K is obviously greater than lettuce. इससे answer prove हो जाता है, but so not my option. If spinach and collard greens have the same nutritional value, right? So obviously K is more than L, so not my answer. And if K is greater than S, if collard green has the same value as K, then K is obviously greater than L also, so not my answer. So the best possible option definitely has to be A. A से आपको derivation नहीं मिलता. You have to find the option which does not let you derive the conclusion. A does not help you derive the conclusion. So answer has to be A. Did everybody get this one? Aditya, Yashvi, Esha, Dvija, did we get this one? राइट, सिंपल मैथमेटिक्स से ये सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. डिड एवरीबडी गेट दिस वन? ओके गाइस, ग्रेट. सो गाइस, वर्बल रीजनिंग के बुक में I think exercise 10 या 11 onwards there are passage based verbal reasoning questions. So I want you to do one of those exercises, either 10 or 11, whichever is the first exercise of passage based verbal reasoning. I need you to complete. There will be 20 to 25 questions in that one set. I need you to complete that during the week as your homework, right? So we are done for the day. Any doubts you can hang around, else you may exit the session. Don't forget to complete the work given. Wish you all the best. Have a good day and stay safe.